Hey everybody. So there's some breaking news that I just found out about 40 minutes ago. Because I was listening, as I often do in the afternoon, to Have a Smiley's radio show, and I went and looked it up myself. So Brett Hankinson, who was convicted for the murder of Breonna Taylor, the Justice Department, under this current Trump administration, who was set to be sentenced on this upcoming Monday, they have now suggested that he serve one day in jail, not prison, jail. And they said there's nothing they can find as a precedent. First of all, there is, and it doesn't matter, it's still a crime. And it's so calculated. And to me, it is more infuriating and insulting for someone to say, oh, they should spend one day in jail. We're acknowledging that he's guilty and murdered a black woman who was in her bed with her partner under a botched no-knock warrant in the wrong fucking apartment. But he's white, so we're going to let him off the hook. I don't need anybody to tell me. I don't need some white ally. I don't need somebody of color to point out to me what we know is going on. This is just another spit in the face to black people. And basically saying, yeah, y'all can be killed. And even if y'all's killers are convicted, which we already know, they don't have to really serve any time in jail. But the fact, they didn't even go for a pardon. See, that's what I mean by like how fucked up and screwed up this is. They didn't even go for a pardon. No, just one day, because that's enough. And don't ever believe that this isn't licensed. It's the same way those murders, those quote unquote citizen arrests or attacks or assaults on black people, even as we protested or as we just exist, that the attitude and the outcomes where people get off, whether it's George Zimmerman, whether it is, you name it, Derek Chauvin, which really didn't get off, but he still didn't get the charges he should have for outright murder against George Floyd. What they are sending us, that our lives don't matter, which is why calling Black Lives Matter is essential, and that we have no place in this country. We have no right to exist. We have no right to be safe. And this is becoming more and more, just a straight up injustice department. Now, granted, the United States is not known for their, or certainly not based on African Americans' experience. And yes, I'm talking about us. I don't give a damn about the people of color. I don't do that black and brown shit. Because all this whole talk about brown people and these white appearing Latinos fall into that group and then treat us like trash too. Like, I don't even know what to say, but all of those pro-Trumpers and that 17%, probably wasn't 17%. It may have been like 10 to 12%, because some people did vote for Jill Stein. Like, this is where the problem comes in. All of this so-called, we doing a third parties show up, like even like the Green Party, they show up every 4 years. This is why that Jill Stein bit, and I understood people who were against the genocide in Palestine, and I'm still against it. But this is what happens when we don't take it seriously enough, or they're just, black men are just so afraid that black women might get something, that this is what we end up with. Because that's who they're coming after. And no, the police don't just go after black men, they go after black women. And you can read Kimberly Crenshaw say her name, where she documents so many black women and their horrible experiences with the police force abusing their power that have led to murders or just outright abuses. Those are names I didn't even know before I read that book and used it for one of my classes. This is unacceptable. Breonna Taylor should be here. And what's giving in the background of this, as I just have a few minutes before I go in for my dentist appointment, is black people are never really lonely because there will always be some white person up in your business. I don't even know where these people came from. This is not, I mean, I'm still in Harlem, but this is not my particular neighborhood, but still, okay. And we got to fight and we got to organize. And like Bettina Love said one time, she was speaking at the Schomburg, and I'm sure other people may have said it before, but she was like, black women have been telling us what's been done and what we should do for generations. All we have to do is read it. And literally it's in the books. From Anna Julia Cooper to Ida B. Wells to Mary Church Terrell. Like, there are people, Bell Hooks, and these are, I'm not asking that you even agree with everything these people say, but there have been blueprints. Lucille Clifton, June Jordan, like all of Suzanne Césaire. Like, there have been so many, because this can't go on. Like, as long as there's breath in my body, and just as sure as I'm black, every single fucking day, I will fight for my right to exist. And that's the bare minimum. The fact that I have to fight for my right to exist in a country that my ancestors built for free against their will, it's something else. Like, I'm not gonna just shrug my shoulders and say, I'm gonna give up. No, that's not fair to us. It's not. And I refuse to stand on that. No, I'm not gonna give up, or stand down, should I say. These people are out of their mind. It's not funny. It's not funny that Donald Trump is out of control. It's not funny that there is so much energy behind the Epstein files, which should be released. But for somebody to sit around and talk about the Epstein files, but you want to hurry up and release Martin Luther King, John F. Kennedy's files, that kind of stuff, he's too close to my car. Epstein files and that kind of business, yeah, sure. He was like, well, it was a long time ago that he died and people, should just let it go. Well, Martin Luther King died over 60 years ago. Martin Luther King died over 60 years ago. John F. Kennedy has been dead longer because he was murdered in 63. Martin Luther King was murdered in April 4th, 1968. This is what I'm talking about. Like, the hypocrisy of it all. So anyway, I'll say again, Black Lives Matter. And we've got to do better. And by doing better, I mean, like, whether we like each other or not, whether we went or belong to the same social clubs, sororities, fraternities, that's not what we're fighting for. Because at the core, is all of us are black. And that's all that we can do. It's stick together because we're black, because we have the same enemy. And we've had the same enemy for a long time. Say her name, and her name is Breonna Taylor. And she deserves justice, real justice. All right, talk to you soon.